Hello, I'm James Heaney, and this is the Brief News Brief. Working title. Do you like that better than That's News to Me? I'd like to hear your comments as I develop this show further. I've taken into the notes that my desk was way too big, so I bought a new desk, got a new TV, and let's get on with the news. The first thing up is something very personal coming from an anchorman myself. Brian Williams has been caught in a mysterious web of, I don't like to call them lies. They weren't true. Does that make it a lie? I think some people would argue yes. What has happened is, over the past few years, he's told some grand stories. One of them, which particularly caught him, was he said that he was in this helicopter, and there was RPGs going underneath him, which didn't happen. Now, there are also questions of, like, when he was covering Hurricane Katrina, he said that he saw a body float by his window from the hotel, and that, there's people saying that from where he was staying in a hotel, that could never have happened. And they're going back and they're going to listen to all the things he said. Well, here's what I think is important, all right? I like Brian Williams. I think he's a funny, classy guy. I enjoy the Anchorman. Now, my question is, do those things really matter that much? I guess if we're looking for wholehearted, true news, then yeah. But honestly, that's not what this show's about. This show's about news to me. Now, if Brian wants a job working on my news show, he's welcome to, because I don't think the things that he did were vicious. They weren't lying to people in order to make them think something that was going to change their social behaviors. What he was doing is he was making big fish stories. For instance, now, the helicopter story in itself, there might not have been RPGs there, but people are getting shot at all the time in helicopters overseas when they're fighting in the military. And it's hard for us to relate to that because it's happening to somebody else. Now, Brian Williams, he's like basically my friend and your friend. And anybody who watches him over the years, their friend. Now, if he sees this underneath him, they think to themselves, oh gosh, this is happening for real now. Now, is it right? No. Just because it's his reporting doesn't mean that it's more important. It's just that it makes it more relatable. When he tells a story, it becomes more important. It's exciting. Now, the hotel room that he was staying at, was there a body that floated by? I don't know. I really don't know. I don't really care because I probably wouldn't have known about those bodies floating in the water if it wasn't for stories like that. Now, I know that sounds bad because if he's lying and there wasn't bodies there, it's a little shady. But at the same time, there was so much death. It's not like he was saying, you know what, this Hurricane Katrina thing's not bad. Everybody's fine. And showed pictures of like people drinking pina coladas on the beach. He was taking true things, maybe exaggerating them a little bit for storytelling aspects, but look, we're in that kind of world. Now, I don't know, you might disagree with me, and I'm okay with that. I think that the lies that he may or may not have told are much less worse than some of the things that we see go by day to day on different news stations. I don't want to get political. This isn't a political news show. But I like the guy. He's funny. He's got a good smile. You know what, Brian? I'll take you on my news show if you want to. So, next up in the news today,
two guards, and they served them whiskey spiked with some kind of a drug.
There was an amazing,
the men passed out, the two guards passed out.
Heist.
While they were out,
they broke a bunch of people out of prison. How did they do it? Women dressed
so the guards were found
as
the
stripper
next morning,
cops
handcuffed,
and spiked the drinks of
semi-naked.
guards there.
They've been
It
arrested.
is insane.
And,
I can't believe that sounds like something out of a 1980s
It's such a crazy story,
movie,
and it is just before
or
Carnival, so people are asking if these costumes won't turn up in the Carnival parades.
Now, my question is, why is it that these people were able to get in there in stripper outfits in the first place? Because I think there's the problem. If I was running a prison, and I don't run any prisons, I would say no strippers allowed at all. All strippers have to stay beyond the gated area. And I think that should be, and I'm not against strippers. I think it's a great business and job. I'm just saying that we shouldn't have them in our prisons. And luckily it's not our prisons, but Brazil's not too far away from here. This kind of story could happen anywhere. Now, the Northwest has been getting hit by a lot of snow, and I decided to show a video of one hell of an awesome train collision. I know that there's been bad train collisions recently, and I don't want to talk about those things. They aren't fun. But look at that. So much snow that the train is just going through it like a bullet through something. Like a bullet train. Have you guys seen that movie? I don't even know what it's called, but it's like everybody in the world that lives is on this train that never stops, and it's going through ice and stuff. The special effects in that movie were not even as good as the reality here. Now, here comes a story about North Korea. They say they have some brand new rockets, and these rockets are cutting edge, and they're going to really destroy stuff. Sadly, it looks like, and I mean, I'm not a rocket expert. Most of my rockets come from video games, but it sounds like they're actually just Russian rockets, and so there's a lot of the wind is taken out. Pretty soon there's going to be those, the war games that are going on over there. So we should expect the next week that things are going to get cray-cray with what the Kim Jong-un says that he can do to us, like make it rain fire. Oh well. And finally, Beck wins a Grammy. And who starts to step up on stage but Kanye West? And what is he doing? I don't know exactly. It seems, afterwards he said that he thinks Beck should have put down his award and said, this actually belongs to Beyonce. Now, I'm not saying Beyonce's a bad musician, and I'm not even saying, I haven't heard Beck's new album. I know that in the late 90s I listened to a lot of Beck and thought he was great. I can't imagine he got that much worse. So my thing is like, Kanye West, it seems like you're crazy. All right. Well, thank you guys for tuning into today's news. I like my new set. Tell me what you think. If there's any additional changes you want, maybe I shouldn't be in front of this brick wall, give me a heads up, and we'll make adjustments. Thanks for tuning in today.